Good morning from Brooklyn, New York. My name is Daniel Aguirre. I am residing in Brooklyn. I'm currently taking the MBA program or the Master of Business Administration. I currently work in the nonprofit industry at a place called the Bowery Mission, located in Lower Manhattan. I believe they've been there for about 150 years, serving the homeless, hungry population. So I think we serve about 1,000 people a day, food, and offer another location. We have a shelter that provides house or emergency beds for people, offer haircuts, offer care kits, and food pantry, and just a whole bunch of other services. My position there is kind of a front lines worker, so I do some security, I do the front desk, I do a little bit of case management, working with different people, and just a whole bunch of different things. So a lot of the workers there, they kind of your position bleeds into all kinds of other departments because you end up doing a lot there, which I like. It keeps me really busy. So the next question: Am I a creative and confident person? I think if you asked me that question 5 years ago, I would say I am the least creative person and I am the least confident person. But I believe maybe about that 5 years ago, I was put into different positions where I was given opportunities or kind of forced into situations where I had to be creative or not confident, but you have to kind of put your lack of confidence to the side to step in and try to attempt something you may not believe you can accomplish. So a few small examples would be two little churches that I was involved about 5 years ago. They didn't have any kind of a worship team. They were just using YouTube. And so as they asked if anyone wanted to get involved and try to help build a worship team, I learned some guitar, stepped in, became the worship leader, put a little worship team together, and we were able to get really just become a really good band and really succeed in building like the first worship teams in those church. And that's really a confidence builder because trying to sing in front of people when you hate being on stage and trying to learn how to improve your skills, really you got to believe in yourself even when things are not going well. Another example would be being asked to do some weddings and photography for friends where you feel that your photography, oh, I'm just a hobbyist, I'm not going to be able to do that. But as you step in, and I did some wedding videography and photography and it went really well. I got a lot of compliments on that and even did jobs for other people, strangers. And that's a real confidence booster as well because friends can appreciate your work, but when strangers appreciate your work, you know that you're doing a pretty good job. So that both of those took a lot of creativity, learning how to do videography. You got to put videos together, cut scenes, decide which scenes go in, which don't go in. Sometimes you got to be creative in that situation because there were certain shots I didn't get. On one wedding, I didn't really get the kiss, which was tragic. But then I had a backup camera and I was able to paste some things together, and they were really happy with the way that came out. Um, and lastly, last example I would say is having a young, uh, under 1 year old baby. You have to be extremely creative to learn how to. Both I and my wife work full-time jobs. I'm in school. Both of us are trying. We're the only ones available to raise our kids, so our baby. So it's a huge challenge to be able to give the child the attention she deserves and needs, and at the same time get everything you need to do done. So we've had to be very creative in learning how to deal with that, give her all the attention she needs, but at the same time get our stuff done. And so whenever I'm put in a situation where you have to get things done, you have to be creative when you might feel like it's sink or swim. You're in a situation where either you do or you don't. And so anytime I'm in a situation like that, I think that my creativity shines through and I see that I do have a lot of creativity. It's just that I don't really like to do creative endeavors if they're not for maybe a bigger purpose or for a necessity that's really important. So I don't think I do any one creative activity on a regular schedule, but some things that I do on a pretty regular basis is maybe photography projects, maybe taking pictures of my baby or family or things like that. Sometimes photography projects at work. Uh, Playing music, playing songs. Sometimes I get to play songs at work for all the clients that come in, and so I gotta use a little creativity for that. Uh, I would say writing papers for the school class for these classes we're doing. That's another real creative booster. And I hate writing generic or boring papers, so I really try to put some creativity into that. So that's a creative task that I kind of enjoy, even though I get too lost in it sometimes. I really want to engage in things that I want to do creatively in the future. So I really want to engage in creativity dealing with social programs in the nonprofit sector. So, working at the Bowery Mission, serving 1,000 people a day, there's so many things you got to learn how to be creative for, and making a little go a long way, managing crowd control, managing a lot of people who get angry and violent. Uh, we only have one little bathroom, and sometimes we have hundreds of people trying to use the bathroom, so we have to be creative and coming up with ideas to deal with all of these really limiting factors. So anytime anyone comes up with a really great idea, we always implement it, and it makes our job and our organization more efficient and productive. So using creativity for things like that is what I would really love to do. I do love little creative things like drawing and painting and things like that. But I think when you get to use it to really make a difference in the world or make a difference in people's lives, especially in an emergency kind of situation, then I think creativity can just really be something very special. Um, so that's about it. Thank you and have a blessed day.